Hi everyone, this is Dr. Omar. In this video clip I will show you how to draw a histogram in Spss and how to check your data and how to explore these data and to look at this data and the distribution of this data, whether they follow normal patterns of distribution or non-normal. So what's a histogram? Histogram is a graphical representation of the distribution of numerical data. It is a frequency distribution. Plotting the histogram will help you look at the distribution of your data and determine whether your data are normally distributed or not. So the purpose of the histogram graph is to screen your data visually, looking for any deviation from normality distribution of the data. So if the shape of your data in a histogram, if the shape of the curve is bell-shaped, symmetrical, that's indicate normally distributed data. However, if the curve is shifted either to right or either to the left, then it's indicate non-normal data. So the other thing also, benefit of using drawing the histogram and looking at the data, it will pinpoint for you outliers. Outliers are an extreme high or low value to the rest of the scores. Now, in the second slide here, I give you two examples of data as drawn in a histogram. On the left hand side here, you can see that the data are really bell-shaped and the curve is bell-shaped, so these data are normally distributed. However, the one on the right hand side, you'll notice that the data are left shifted and the curve is not completely symmetrical bell-shaped, it is more shifted to the left. So these data we can call it as non-normally distributed data. So just from looking at the histogram, you can by eye decide whether the data are normally distributed or not. Now, give you extra information here. Some data can be really, it's important to plot these data to look for the patterns of distribution. So on the left hand side, this is a histogram showing a unimodal distribution, a bimodal distribution, a multimodal distribution, a skewed to the left and skewed to the right. In a unimodal distribution, you only have one mode and one peak. In bimodal, you do have your data has two peaks and two modes. For a multimodal, you have three peaks, three modes. On the skewed to the left, your data clustered to the left or your data clustered to the right. So if the data clustered to the left, then it is described as positively skewed, and if it is clustered to the right, then it is negatively skewed. So and I will shortly show you how to plot histogram in Spss. But before that, could you please, if you like the channel, can you please subscribe and then hit the button for like and also click on the icon for the bell to get you notification of the more of the video clip on my channel for Spss. Now let's go to Spss. Here I have a data here on the left hand side. As we can see, three different scores, and I want to look at the distribution of the data on those scores. Before I proceed and do any statistical analysis, it is essential and crucial to look at the data and determine whether it is normally distributed or not, because the distribution is critical to this critical and prerequisite for whichever test you want to go. So if it is normally distributed, then you go for parametric test. If it is not, then non-parametric. In this video, I will show you 4 different ways how to plot your histogram. The first one is if you click on the graphs here, and they click on legacy dialog and scroll down up to this icon where it says histogram. Hit the button for histogram. I will reset this, and then here another window appears, and it says in the left hand side score 1, 2 and 3, and then it's give you the variable. So I'm going to move the variable number score number 1 to the variable here, and there is here a small box. It says display normal curve. If you tick on this and then hit the button for OK, Spss will generate a histogram. And as you can see here, the data are normally distributed. However, histogram can show you here there is a value for a data that is extremely high. This data here, this value here is called an outlier because it is really an extreme value from the rest of the scores. So that's one of the benefits of using histogram in Spss. And before you do a statistical analysis, to look at the data and sort out these issues. So it's here from the graph. Even we can see that there is a 10. There is a value of 10 for this participant. And if we go here, and you can see it's at number 691. The value is 10. Now another way to draw a graph is to go through chart builder. If you click on chart builder, you will get another window. Just click on OK, and then here it will show you a different option. Click on gallery and go scroll down to histogram. Click on the histogram and bring that histogram here. So we're going to check the distribution through histogram for score number 1. And if we move the score number 1 to here, and Spss will make a histogram graph. And just we leave the rest as it is, and then we hit the click button. Okay, and again it shows you here the histogram. Again, this histogram have a frequency distribution but without curve. And to insert a curve, we double click on the graph and then go to elements and then click on show distribution curve, and it will show you now that so it will insert a normal curve on the histogram. So this is the second way of showing you how to do a histogram. Then there are another ways also, a third way. If we go to analyze and then click on descriptive statistics and click on frequency, and then another window will come up, and we need to look at all these 3 groups together. We click on the score 1, move score 1 here, and then 2 and 3 scores to here. And if we click on statistics, I think we probably will leave it as it is because we are interested more in chart. In chart here there is an icon for histogram. Click on it and then click on also tick on show normal curve on the histogram. On the format we'll leave it the same, and the style we'll keep it the same, and then we hit the OK button. And if we scroll down, of course the Spss will give you a descriptive tables, and then at the bottom it will generate a histogram for each score number 1, score number 2, score number 3. Again, as we can see here that in score number 1 you have an outliers, and data are normally distribution except for the outlier. In score number 2 the data are not normally distributed, and we call it skewed here. As you can see, the curve, the data cluster to the left. and also for score 3 the same. A fourth way of doing a histogram is through descriptive, and then we go through, click on explore. We could transfer scores, all the 3 scores, into the dependent variable. Okay, and then if we click on statistics, we keep descriptive, we'll get some descriptive plots. It's very crucial here to untick the stem. We are not really interested in stem and leaf at this stage. We click on histogram and click on continue. In options, we will keep the same, these went to the same, click on continue, and then click on OK. Again, SPSS will generate a descriptive table and show you a histogram for score 1, and then histogram for score 2, and a histogram for score 3. And again, as I showed you, if you want to insert a histogram, you just click on the graph and then click on the element and then insert the graph. So this way, now I showed you I have shown you 4 different ways of how to do to draw histogram in SPSS, and to look at your data, scrutinize your data, screen your data to see if there is any abnormal values in it, or if the data are distributed or not distributed, as it is the first step in toward doing a statistical analysis.